Hello, everyone. I'm joined today by a bunch of good people. We're going to talk about the expanded universe. We've got one guest, Jay, who will be joining us shortly. And we've got Iron Inquisitor, Only Good Games, Drake, and Tidus with us today. How are you guys doing?
Good.
You're the number one Kirkanos fan, which is cool.
Yeah.
We were just talking backstage a bit about a book that you recently picked up, that you're planning on reading soon. That you were showing off, Drake. It was
Yep.
What's it called again?
A New Hope: The Life of Luke Skywalker.
Very nice. Very nice. Slav and Tidus are big fans of those books. And Slav has a project right now where he's actually using AI to narrate the book with George Lucas's voice. Yeah, nice.
Yeah, it looks really good.
That's awesome.
It sounds pretty cool. He's got like Luke Skywalker's voice in there too.
Yeah, and then there's like some Obi-Wan in there too, and I think that's really nice.
I still don't fully understand how he does it. Like he gets like interviews, right? And like compiles them together, I guess.
Something like that.
Yeah. So what has everyone been reading recently for the EU?
Just yesterday I started Dark Times.
Dark Times, nice. Yeah, we were talking about that a bit yesterday. What do you think of Das so far?
I think he's really good. Like, I like his whole conflicting thoughts on things when it comes to like with the Jedi Order gone, and then it was like something to do with he was getting after a general for not rescuing people, and then he's not rescuing like those slaves, you know?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It just comes across as really interesting, the conflict that he has. Yeah. Has anyone else read Dark Times here?
Oh yeah, I read it. I remember really liking it.
Amazing.
Yeah. It's a spin-off of Republic, technically, right?
Yeah.
A little bit.
It's really like just a continuation of it.
Yeah, because the last issues of Republic I remember had like Kai Hudura and Das Jenner in it.
Yeah. And then wasn't that the one with the Jedi Temple or something like that?
Oh yeah, there was like a Jedi who was like saying we must fight, and then he got like shot by the clone.
Yeah.
And they were like burning the bodies on the temple steps.
Yeah.
It's pretty dark. I think it was called Into the Unknown or something like that.
Yes, that's what it was called.
Yeah. Only Good Games. Have you read Dark Times yet?
No, unfortunately, as you know me, the Clone Wars has always been like my least explored area. So, a lot of that stuff I have not read. But I've heard a lot of good things. I think doesn't Chris Nelson like that one a lot?
Yeah, I think Chris Nelson likes that one. I've heard a lot of good things from a lot of different people about Dark Times. It was one of the first comic series I read in the expanded universe. It starts before Revenge of the Sith, so like right at the end of the Clone Wars, and then goes into like the Jedi Purge.
It's basically like very, very early Galactic Civil War, if you think about it.
Yeah. Yeah. And we see the characters starting to like see rebellion starting to form, I guess, as well. And we also see Kakruk from the Legacy comics.
Yeah, I actually just read that issue this morning with him and like the younglings.
Yeah, Fire Carrier, I believe, right?
Something like that.
Yeah. Which story do you prefer so far, like the Das story or the Kakruk story?
I'm kind of liking the Kakruk one so far because, since he's one of my favorite Jedi characters.
Yeah. Iron, did you prefer the Kakruk arc or the Das Jenner arc for Dark Times?
I really like the Kakruk arc. I found that one very interesting. A group of Jedi trying to survive.
Yeah.
That was really cool.
Absolutely. especially because it's with younglings, right? So you're like
Mhm.
the entire time the stakes are high because it's literal children that are in danger. So you're like
Yeah.
worried about them, and Kukruk's having to care for them.
And there was
You know?
also that Padawan, Chase Piru, I think her name was.
Yeah, she's like assisting Kukruk and watching out for him.
And also, right in the beginning, there's Quinlan and Ayla, and then
Yeah,
Quinlan's talking about going to Boz Pity, and then she's going to Felucia and whatnot.
it's such sad foreshadowing.
I know, it is.
Yeah,
One thing I did notice though is that like I don't know if there's supposed to be art errors or anything, but like some of the clones are like still wearing like full Phase 1 armor, and then in like other panels they're in Phase 2.
Phase 2.
Yo.
Hey Jay, how's it going?
What's up?
Hey, Jay's here.
How's it going, guys?
Good.
Pretty good. Thanks for joining us. I liked your Star Wars theory profile picture.
I was about to comment on that.
Hey, any opportunity to make fun of them, I try to take it.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
You know what's funny, Brennan? When you announced we were gonna do this stream, I was like, is Jay gonna be here? Is Jay gonna join us? And sure enough, I got my wish.
Yes.
Indeed.
So we're talking about. I heard phase like the trooper armor, different phases.
We're talking currently about the Dark Times comics.
Oh man, I didn't read them yet. Those take place after Republic, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Basically, like right as Order 66 happens, basically.
Yeah, basically the formation of the Empire, the transition period.
Yeah.
You know, one
Exactly,
little
yeah.
arc I really like with Dash Jenner is the one where he was a swordsman.
Yeah, that one's fun. He goes down to a planet and they like do fencing on this planet, except like to the death.
Oh,
And
that's
Weren't
like
like
the whole planet
blasters
does
like
it.
outlawed, so that's one of the reasons why they have
Blasters
swords.
were outlawed, yeah.
I think that the that
So
whole
he
time
ended up
period.
looking like
Oh,
a
my bad.
samurai.
Oh my
Oh,
bad.
no, sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say that whole time period is just very interesting, and like that,
Oh,
like
yeah.
the whole
I
transition from
definitely
Republic
agree.
to Empire. A lot of storytelling potential. I actually like both eras in both new canon and EU. It's just so interesting, like especially where Vader's just constantly just hunting
Yeah.
down Jedi. It's
Yeah,
terrifying.
I really like
Yeah.
that too.
Have you read?
You
Has
said what?
anyone read the Purge comics?
I read
I
a
have.
few of the issues. Yeah.
The Purge comics.
Yeah, I read a few of those issues. Great,
They're
great stuff.
so fun.
Man. I wouldn't call them fun.
Yeah.
They're
The
fun,
one where
but
he
they're not
kills
fun.
like. Yeah, exactly. Because there's the issue where he kills like 11 Jedi
Oh my
in
god.
one issue.
Yes.
Yeah. And then the one guy right at the end throws the lightsaber at him and cracks his mask open.
Yes. Or the duel
Yeah.
between Vader and the Dark Woman. That's great.
Yeah.
I remember that just so vividly
Yeah.
reading that
Yeah,
one.
that was like one of the few Star Wars Tales comics
that-
that was like official.
Yeah. Oh, that was Star Wars Tales?
Oh yeah, it was in Tales.
Oh, I don't know
Yeah.
why I thought it was Purge.
That was
Is
in the first two issues of Tales, I think.
Wow. That's crazy.
I
It
kind of
was
feel
pretty
like
good. It was pretty good for Tales.
I kind of feel like the Rise of the Empire time period is like kind of underused within both timelines
Yeah.
because like it is such like a big transition period.
Yeah.
You know, like
Yeah.
one thing
And
I
it feels
will give
kind
the new
of
canon
there's
credit
not
is
much
their-
of.
Okay, can you finish what you're gonna say?
You go. Just
Yeah,
real
like
quick.
you know, one thing I will give like the new canon credit for is like they've done a pretty good job of fleshing out that time period. Like
Oh, yeah.
Legends, it was mostly because the stories got cut short. You know,
Right.
the decanonization.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like
Dark Times definitely never had a proper conclusion, which Drake will see as it goes forward. They never really wrapped it up like completely. They never like, all right, this is the ending. Like it has an ending.
That's
but
how
it's
I
not,
felt
like,
with
a
Legacy.
definitive ending. Yeah, with Legacy 2 especially.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really think we could have gotten a Legacy 3 with like Anya and Cade teaming up. I know
That would have been nice.
Only Good Games. You like the Legacy era, right?
My bad. Do I apologize. I had it muted for a second.
Do you enjoy the Legacy era? I think you do, right? You
Which one?
like Dark,
Which one?
the Legacy comics. I know that you don't think it's where the story would go, but you do enjoy the comics themselves, right?
Yeah. Not to be controversial here, but I don't like the direction that story goes, but as a standalone type of thing, which I know unexplained right now with no context, that makes no sense to anybody listening, but it would be an hour-long video of me talking about it, so I don't even want to. But I will say, I do own like the omnibuses of the Legacy comics. I can't remember what they're called, but I really like the cover of the one with Darth Krayt on it. I think it's omnibus number 3 or something like that. But yeah,
I got all those too.
Yeah, those are dope. I like those.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as like story standalone, yeah, it's fine. But yeah, I have some thoughts on I think the connections with the end of Fate of the Jedi, so on, with the Legacy comics. I don't think it makes sense personally for me. But I'm not going to open up that can of worms because that's me and Brennan knows I go on for that. So. But yeah, I still enjoy them.
That's the whole video.
What they are. Yeah, that's the whole thing. Yeah.
Yeah, but would you have been interested in a Legacy 3, like with Ani or Cade? Potentially.
I mean, for me, yeah. I think any story that was started should be concluded. Even if I may disagree on the story direction, I think if it was started, it definitely should be finished. So if they ever wanted to put that out, I'm sure everybody would love that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
sure.
That Darth Krayt figure that Drake showed looks pretty cool.
Yeah, that one's expensive too.
Yeah.
It's from the comic pack.
The comic pack, yeah.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
And then
The armor is awesome.
That Darth Krayt one, though, I seen that on eBay the other day. That thing's super expensive. Like that 2-pack, I forget. There's another one in there. I forgot.
That Cade?
Yeah.
Yeah, Cade.
And then he even comes with the shotgun. I gotta get it.
Oh yeah, his
Yeah,
sawed-off
with the-
blaster. That's so legit.
That's awesome that they did that. Like the mold for it looks super cool. My brother has that figure.
Nice.
No, the
I'm
Cade
trying to
figure.
figure
They
out-
also made
Ooh.
they
I
made
forgot
several
which of
more,
the
right?
comic packs I bought when I was younger.
You had a couple, Iron?
Yeah, I had the
Nice.
one with Quinlan Voss and Vilmar Grark.
Oh, that's
Nice.
so cool.
Billy,
I had the
yeah.
one with the Dark Woman and Ashrad Het.
I actually have that. I'll
I have
get it.
the Luke and Mara one where they're trapped on Merkur.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's a good one. Oh, is that Ashrad Het?
Yeah.
Yeah,
and
it
then-
is.
And there's Dark Woman.
Yep, that's the
Oh,
exact one I have.
That's so cool. Can you zoom in on Ashrad's face? If you can.
Kinda. A little bit.
Oh
kinda
yeah,
see
the
'em.
detail there. So cool.
Yeah, they got all the markings that are like pretty accurate, I would say.
And his lightsaber handle's got like the beads on it.
Yep, just like his
Those are
his
such cool
dad's.
details.
Yeah.
Oh man, you gotta
I
love
have-
the comic packs.
I have more comic pack figures. I got Sigil Dare from Legacy. And then
Nice.
I
The
got-
Iron Knight, or not Iron Knight.
Imperial Knights.
Imperial Knight.
And then I got Dark Empire Luke and Palpatine.
Oh, wow.
So here's Luke,
Love those.
and then I got Palpatine,
Oh,
but
so cool.
he didn't have the lightning.
Damn.
I love those.
Yeah, they're so good.
Yeah, I never,
Still super cool.
I never bought any of the toys or anything, but I would say though I like those that Darth Krayt one. I seen that, but it's really expensive though, and I think I seen a one. There's like a 2-pack. I think it's of Jason and Jaina or something like that. And it's really expensive.
They're like little individual ones,
Yeah,
but
I seen they're crazy
those are,
expensive.
like ungodly.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
remember seeing the Jason and Jane ones. Like, oh man, I really always wanted those when I was younger because that was around the time I
Me
read
too.
Young Jedi Knights, and I was like, oh, I want those.
Doesn't
Did-
the,
Didn't the figure
the
have
Jason
an
one have all the
amphistaff?
amphistaffs?
I think so.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it doesn't have the amphistaff.
Yeah, I would love to get that. I would like
So
the
cool.
Darth Plagueis one. Darth Plagueis. I like the Darth Krayt one, of course. Then also I like the Darth Malgus one. I guess that'd be cool. But, just main, like, I love a lot of the Sith Lords, so I think it'd be cool to have a lot of those main Sith Lords.
They have a Black Series Malgus coming out this year.
There's a new Malgus figure's coming out. It looks
Sweet.
really good. You can like raise the hood and everything.
Yeah, you can. It's basically
it's
like
super
just make,
articulate.
and then you can also like take the mask on and off, and it makes him like look younger or older.
That's dope. That's
Yeah,
dope.
you can do young Malgus and old Malgus.
That Malgus figure looks
Jay,
so
what-
good.
I know it does.
It does.
They need to make
What-
one. Do
what
they? Do they have one for Darth Tenebrous?
No, sadly.
Not yet. No.
Oh man, we need him and
It would be
Waru.
cool. Waru, yeah. My friend
Waru.
Fine Editions Brady was he got a 3D printer. He was talking about this on his stream yesterday. He got a 3D printer, so he's gonna 3D print a Waru custom figure.
Oh
Cool,
yes,
awesome.
yes, yes.
Dope. Didn't he have like a Lego Waru on his thing?
Yeah, he made a Lego Waru, and he like made Luke get sucked into Waru.
Oh yeah, I think I saw that video.
Was it like a stop motion?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's dope.
like a stop motion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't it
Um,
absolutely just nuts that the Crystal Star is one of the things that brought me back into the EU after I kind of left for a few months in 2020? Like, that's nuts.
That's dope.
Crystal Star
I-
of all
that's dope.
things.
I remember when I first
I
read
mean,
Crystal Star,
Crystal-
I thought I was gonna hate it, but it was actually like amazing. I was like, that's really quick. I just thought Waru was such a weird and different type of character.
I like weird supernatural things that happen within the Star Wars universe, so I think I might like
Yeah.
it.
Yeah,
Like,
you'll
even though I
probably
wasn't
like,
a big fan of Vonda McIntyre's writing style
Right.
and all
Yeah.
that.
Mhm.
Like,
She
there's
was
legit
originally
good stuff in
a
it.
Star Trek author too.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Like, I love
I
the stuff
think-
with the solo kids in the Crystal Star. That was fantastic. It felt like I was reading Young Jedi Knights.
Yeah.
Exactly. It works really well, I think, as a young reader's novel. With the style of writing in that area. I think it got hate because Luke's character is slightly off. But if you look past that, the fantasy elements with the solo kids, like it's almost like reading a fantasy novel with the solo children, and it's
Yeah.
just delightful.
As for Luke, I've always rationalized, yeah, he's still kind of dealing with fallout from Dark Empire a little bit, and Callista leaving.
Callista, yeah,
And then also, didn't they even say in the book that he had like a blue lightsaber? Like it's a little like writing error. They said something about that he like turned on a blue lightsaber, but at that time Mara would have had Anakin's.
I think I've heard somebody say something about that
Yeah.
before.
And then they
Courtship
also
of Princess Leia has the same problem.
yeah, and then also
Courtship did as well.
Yeah.
and then also they talk about Han having like a beard, but then like on the cover he just looks like normal Han.
That's hilarious. That's so
What
funny.
about purple C-3PO?
Oh yeah,
Look
that
at-
too.
look at
I forgot about
Fabe's-
that.
That's funny.
Look at
The
Fabe's
best
comment.
C-3PO look of all time.
Swimming in water feels different from swimming in water.
I
I don't know.
think it's like honey. I think Waru's like honey. I think.
It's like swimming in Jello.
Academic.
I can't read. I was gonna say if anybody's like saying anything on YouTube in the comments like at me, I can't. I'm not on the thing where I can read it. So if they pop it up on the screen here, I can read it. But any other comments, I can't see them. Unfortunately, I need to have my phone with me so I can just read both the comments and the, from YouTube and stuff.
Mhm.
Yeah. Jay, what have you been reading recently in the EU, or what were you last reading?
It spilled the beans, man.
I haven't read in a good minute though. I keep thinking about like what I want to read, but I haven't read in a good minute, like any EU material. I do think about like probably continuing the Darth Bane trilogy one day.
Nice.
Speaking of
how-
that, me and my friend Elliot, aka Queen Declonius, we've been actually reading that together just like the other day. And in addition to that, I've also been still reading the Corellian trilogy.
Nice. Where are you at on the Corellian trilogy?
I'm like probably 2/3 of the way through that book.
The first one?
Yeah, the first one.
showdown at Center Point.
Yeah.
Or sorry, no. That's
Well, that's the last one, right?
ambush at Corellia. Yeah, the last one's showdown at Center Point.
I was like, well, that's not right. But yeah.
Yeah.
I'm reading the first book.
Han Solo fighting an otter.
Is that where
Han
that
Solo.
happens?
Well, there's art
South
for it.
Thessalonia, I would think.
There's art for it in the Galaxy magazine that is depicting the Salonians fighting Han Solo from that trilogy.
I think it's also in the essential, Pablo Hidalgo guide, whatever it was. I forget what it's called. But
Oh, was it in there as
Essential
well?
Readers.
Reader's Companion?
I think so. I think I remember seeing it in there. I could be wrong, but I think I remember seeing that in there.
Maybe so.
I think they look a little too goofy as just giant otters.
That's hilarious.
Giant otters. It's really
Yeah.
funny. Let me find a picture of that so I can pop it up on the stream.
Kind of
Well,
like
if
their
it would
more
come up if I-
humanoid look in
Do you
SOTOR.
think it will come up if I search Han Solo versus Otter, or do you think I'll need to? Oh yeah, it's there. Wow.
That could be. That could give you the Disney haters some more fuel and say we got some otters.
Yeah.
Some otters.
True.
That's hilarious, though. It's so funny.
Here it is.
There you go. Yep, I'm almost certain that's in the guide, the essential guide, whatever it's called. That's so funny. It looks like he's like going to like some Street Fighter Tekken going on or something.
Could you imagine like drawing that and like not laughing?
Yeah.
Imagine you
Nah, pretty
replace
badass.
like Han Solo with some D&D character right there.
I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, it would look less out of place there, I guess. It's really, I think it's funny because of the scale slightly. Like,
Yeah.
the scale is like slightly off, and Han's got like this weird pose. Is it a fighting pose? I don't know, but
It looks like he's like
funny.
he's like in mid punch, like he's
Yeah.
he's missing.
He's about to get absolutely mauled by an otter.
Yeah, he's about to get destroyed.
Jay, you said it looks pretty cool.
Yeah, it's pretty badass.
I
Maybe
really
so.
like how the author writes Jaina and Jason and Anakin in that book. How mischievous they are, and they sound
Yeah.
when they talk. It's adorable.
They definitely come across as characters here. When they were written as babies and like really little children, they didn't really have a lot to do. But then I feel like the Corellian trilogy is where they come into their own and become like unique individual characters. Maybe in the Crystal Star too, to an extent. I
Oh
don't know.
yes, for sure.
Seems like they're just having fun, like and then give it a few years.
Sorry, I gotta mute. The stupid phone's ringing.
It's okay. And then
No worries.
you give it a few years, and then the Vaughn come in.
Oh yeah, I tell this story all the time. I feel like I've told this a bunch. I read Young Jedi Knights when I was like 12 or 13, so it was the same age as Jason and Jaina. And then after that, I read New Jedi Order. So I felt like I read my friends growing up and dying. That's what it felt like. Like for some of them, and then for some of the other young Jedi, I felt like I was watching them grow up and then like go into a war. So it was very dark, and
That's
it was
what
very
kind of
shocking.
you can even like kind of say that when it comes to like the story of like the prequels and the original trilogy, like with Vader. Because you're like watching his whole life unfold, basically. So it's like you're watching a friend like turn from like a nice hearted soul into a soulless monster.
That's especially what it's like for Darth Tidus.
Yeah.
One of Only Good Games' favorite characters. Go from Jason into Tidus.
Also, speaking of Tidus, I got something.
Let's see this.
Custom Tidus.
Oh, that's a
There you
custom
go.
figure. That's so cool.
Looks on point. Looks real. You can fool
It
me
looks
with
really good. Is it what's the head mold for it? Because it really fits.
I don't know. It kind of looks like a young Han from like the Solo movie, in a way. I mean, that could work. Honestly, that could work.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really fits with it.
I think it worked well. It's real to me.
Can you show the chest armor again?
Yeah. I don't know if you can see it very well.
Yeah, it looks really good.
That
It
is
looks
so
really good.
cool, man.
It even has like the little lines in it, you know, like the.
As as
It
customs
is
go,
very
that's
nice.
pretty good.
Yeah, and then I think like I've seen like some complaints like of other people that have bought it about like the pale face, but
Mm.
I kind of like the pale face because
It's
it's
dark
dark
side.
side. Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes
Yeah.
sense. You know, he's
Absolutely.
slowly falling and being corrupted.
Yeah,
If-
exactly. And then
if-
I think he has even yellow eyes if you like look like really close, but I don't know if you can like see it on stream.
If everyone could make one custom figure for a EU character that's not been made yet, who would you guys choose?
Ooh,
Ooh.
that's hard.
I think probably Darth Tenebris.
Tenebris, that's a good
Yeah.
choice.
Mm,
Has there been one made for Zane Carrick?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, I think you're right. So I'd choose him. I'd go with him.
That's a good choice as well. Jay?
Has there been a Jastro Maril figure yet?
I don't think so.
oh, dude, that's a
That
good
would
one.
be that would be really cool.
awesome.
That's a great choice, man.
I think
Absolutely.
I would probably do. Has there been one for XR Kun?
I think there
Oh,
has.
I need to make that.
I
Sounds
think
dope.
there was there
I'm
a
gonna look it
comic
up.
pack? There might have been a comic pack. I don't have my
How
phone on me.
Has there been a Pelion figure?
yeah,
Oh,
I think
that would
so.
be cool.
Possibly.
I don't know if they did one or not, but that would be a
Oh,
cool one.
there is a comic pack for XR. I didn't even know that.
That's awesome. I would love that. I bet that's expensive though, probably.
It is.
Tidus,
I would imagine so.
What custom would you pick, Tidus?
Custom.
Yeah, if you
Yeah.
could pick one custom EU figure.
Of one that hasn't been made.
That hasn't been made.
Yeah.
This is like Black Series or 3-inch.
Just anything.
Anything.
Any figure, any size.
I mean, I don't know, man. I would say Alpha 17, but I don't know if there's a custom already made of him. Likely
There is like a miniature of a little arc trooper that's basically him.
Oh, nice. That's cool.
Damn.
Looks good.
Yeah. And then I think I got a Vong one up here too. Let me get him.
Oh, nice.
This is random. I think a Darth Gene one would also be pretty interesting.
That would be interesting indeed.
Look at the little Vong.
Interesting indeed. Oh, that looks so good.
Nice.
Is
Nice
that for
detail.
tabletops?
I think so. It was from like a card game where you would like play with the miniatures. I think that he even like let me see if I can find the cards.
The miniatures cards sometimes had new EU info to them.
And then there's like the ARC Trooper one. It has like the little like stats for him on the back and everything too.
Nice.
I also have let me find it. I got ones of Delta Squad. I gotta get them.
You didn't realize coming onto the stream that you'd be getting out of your chair so much, did you?
Yeah.
Showing off his figures.
Yes. Well, we love to see it, though. We love to see it.
Here's Boss,
Nice.
Fixer.
I didn't know they made these.
There's Scorch, and then Sev, my
Sev.
personal favorite.
Sev's my favorite too. Which Republic Commando do you guys think is the best out of the Delta Squad?
Yeah, I haven't played the games or read the books, so I wouldn't know.
My favorite member, Scorch.
Oh, and I'd have to replay the games.
Sev would be number 2 for me.
I forget how did that soundtrack rank when y'all did that on the website?
I think the soundtrack did it win? Did the Republic Commando soundtrack win the tournament? I think it did. I think it won the Expanded Universe March Madness tournament for best EU soundtrack.
Damn, did it? I
Republic
can't remember.
Commando.
Crazy.
It was either
I have not
first or
played that. I haven't
second.
played it.
Would
It
you
was
like to
either
know
first or
something?
second.
Would you like to know something about that soundtrack though? They're
Well,
like
shoot.
that game or really is like it's the first piece of Star Wars media to like contain a licensed song, because the
Yeah.
credits of Republic Commandos like Clones by Ash, which ironically was not even a song designed for the game. It was like It's like supposed to be like a social commentary song about society. Like everyone in society is like a clone or something. But I guess
Wow.
Wow.
I got one
guess was
one more miniature.
Oh, let's see this.
Little Jason,
was badass.
Nice.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
and then here's
That's
his little card.
Isn't that like really expensive too?
No, this was only like $7.
Okay, I don't know. I thought I saw one of those little ones one time on eBay for like really expensive.
Yeah,
Yeah,
some of them go for really
some
expensive.
of them go for quite a bit. That's really interesting, Tidus, about Republic Commando. So it was a song before the game, and then they just used
It was
it.
before they just used it, and it's so odd because the band themselves they even redid the music video, and like the music video has like footage from the game.
Yeah,
Really?
It's really trippy.
I think you actually like can watch it in game after you
Oh
beat
yeah,
it.
yeah. It's in the bonus features, and then
Is
the
it-
second thing would be
is
Jedi Fallen Order. That'd be like the second time they use a licensed song.
Okay. Which version of the game was that an extra feature?
I think it should be in all the versions of it.
It's like the base version.
Okay. So it would be on I have the Switch version of the game.
Yeah, be in there bonuses. Yeah.
Interesting. Fabe likes your he's a big Jason Solo fan. He likes your
Widow Jason.
Whittle Jason miniature.
Yeah.
I need to try to get all those Switch limited run Star Wars games. I know he did a bunch of I forget which ones exactly they did. But
So far, they have KOTOR, which I was playing KOTOR on the Switch yesterday. I got to Dantooine, and every
that's
time
awesome.
I'm on Dantooine and KOTOR, it's like so peaceful. I wish it was a real place. Like the music, the
Yeah, the music is
the
so good.
scenery, the grassland, like the birds flying in the sky, and the creatures that are out there. Like it's so like peaceful. It's amazing.
Like,
What
you know,
about
even
those,
though I think KOTOR 2's soundtrack is superior, my favorite soundtracks in the first game have always been the ambient background stuff.
oh
Yeah.
yeah.
And then
Definitely. Do you guys think KOTOR 2 is a better game than KOTOR? Because that's my opinion, which is maybe
Kinda.
I haven't even got to
version
KOTOR 2 yet, so I can't even speak on that. But
I would
I remember,
say
yeah.
in terms of gameplay, but I prefer the story of the first game.
Okay. Iron.
I vastly prefer the second game.
Okay. I think
I would have
that,
to actually finish it first of all.
okay. I
You know,
think-
playing with the restored content mod on PC has made me appreciate it more
Yeah,
as well.
yeah, that is very nice.
I
I was
think
playing the first game, and then I got like halfway through, and I ended up getting busy, and I never got to finish it all the way. So I need to go back to that. But it was fun though. I just, it's hard for me to get used to that type of game. I've never played
Yeah.
I don't even know what you call it,
It kind
RPG.
of plays like a board game.
the
I
game
mean, I played
mechanics.
RPGs before, but I never played anything like that. I don't understand it. I don't even understand it. Like, I don't know.
The game mechanics are really annoying. I literally, the first time I played the game, I died on the first mission on the ship on the Endor Spire. I kept dying
Hey,
on the
I
Endor
feel it.
Spire. I could not figure it out at all. I was hopelessly lost. It took a while to figure out. Like, I think you load it up, right? And then when it flashes up in the circle, you click it, right? Is that what you do?
I can't remember.
I think so.
I think that's what you do, but like at the same time, I'm still not sure. It's just so strange. I don't
I
like
just-
the game mechanics to it, but like the story carries it, and the cutscenes, like you feel like you're watching a movie at times with how good
Yeah,
some of them
and
are.
I love that. And I love how it's like set like way before the movies even happen.
Yeah,
That's like perfect to go back to for a game.
absolutely, and it really like defines itself as its own era.
Yeah.
There's a Rancor like right at the beginning. It's one of the first like kind of fights I guess you get in the game. I remember I could
When you're in the
not beat that thing.
Terrorsaurs.
Yeah, I was so bad at that game. I mean, I slowly was getting better. I'm sure if I went back to it and really kind of like, I don't even know if, I hate to use guides because anytime I play a game, I try to never ever look up anything or use anything.
Yeah, same.
But I would love to understand that combat system though, so I could like actually play the game, and be good.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
a game I had to look up a lot of guides for was Resident Evil 1. And I felt so disappointed because I just wanted to like experience it without guides.
True.
Yeah. The
That's something to
games
do.
that the EU games that you have to use a guide for is the first 2 Dark Forces games.
Yes,
Some of those levels have like puzzles where you like there was one level where I played it for like 6 hours and I was just walking around getting more angry and angry. I walked around this base like 5 times. There's like walkers shooting at me from every direction. It was Jedi Knight 2 Dark Forces level 6, level 7. It's on this Imperial world where there's this base that you have to infiltrate. So first you take out all the stormtroopers around the perimeter, and then you're supposed to enter the base and do something. But you have to like click a certain set of buttons that are set around the base in a certain order so that the doors will open. And then you have a timed gap to get into the doors before they close again. And it drove me insane. Yeah. Then there's all these walkers that you can't destroy. So they're shooting at you like the entire... Pico knows the level and despises it probably as much as me. I eventually caved in and had to look at the guide to like figure out what even was going on.
Yeah, I was stuck on that level too. Like even when I come back to it, you know, I get stuck on it.
Absolutely. It's so like it's some of the levels are like, do the game developers hate us? Like, why do they hate us so much, you know? Jay, have you had a chance to play any of the Dark Forces games yet? Oh.
I was going to say, Brennan, you just reminded me, though. I forgot to respond to what you were saying the other day when we were, I don't remember what we was on. We was on some video, and we were talking about the KOTOR thing. I don't want the KOTOR story changed at all. I think they should literally keep the story the exact same, just remake it with better graphics. You know what I'm saying? That's all I think. And
put it, you know, too.
That's what I think a lot of us want. But then that's why we say we don't want a remake. We want a remaster.
Yeah. Sometimes, I can switch that up. I can see how that could be. Yeah,
just a remaster with the same like story and like everything, with like
exact same gameplay, levels, just updated graphics.
Well, I shouldn't say exact same gameplay because I think it's pretty outdated.
That's true.
All I want them to do with the gameplay is just make the attack animations more varied and expand upon that. Like,
yeah.
Because it feels like you're just kind of swinging, and then they're just like,
Because I heard rumors that they're going to give it the same gameplay as the newer God of War games. I'm like, that's not KOTOR. That's Force Unleashed.
No.
It's like if you took Doom and turned it into a real-time strategy game, which would be interesting, but it wouldn't be Doom.
I think like for that, like if they're going to do something like that, like you said, making it kind of like God of War or something, oh man, they would really have to make a good game with that, because that could really upset people. You know what I'm saying? Like if it's not like perfectly, you know what I'm saying?
Like, it's like the original God of Wars. Then God have a problem there.
Wait, they're trying to put God of War into what now?
Trying to make the new KOTOR remix, supposedly, in that line, I guess.
That's how the gameplay, the rumors have said.
That's a whole different type of game.
Yeah, it's like, that's not an RPG.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Star Wars' take on the turn-based RPG. Like, why change that?
Yeah. I think it'd be probably too hard to
I would really like another Star Wars
another
RTS.
thing is, with that is, a Star Wars God of War game would go so hard. That could be its
Force
own
Unleashed.
game. That could
that would go hard.
That could be its own game.
Force Unleashed, basically.
Yeah.
Force Unleashed 1 and 2 are basically Star Wars God of War.
Yeah.
Force Unleashed 3, I think it would have been so good. Like, I know that some people have issues with the first 2 stories, but I think if they did a third one, go even bigger than the first 2 and just go crazy with it. Have Starkiller doing absolutely insane things. I know that people who like don't love the lore of Force Unleashed wouldn't like that, but at the same time, it would be such a fun game if you're like pulling multiple Star Destroyers down at once. People would be angry about that probably, but I think it would be a lot of fun.
Like, if they do like kill him off, like have him do something badass that has him go out,
Sure, absolutely.
So cool. Almost in the same way Dorsk 81 did,
Dorsk 81, yeah. Rest in peace.
Rip my clone.
I'm not a fan of Starkiller and all that, but I would like to see a third game. But I do think that they could make a third game, because I think that they know how popular games like the Force Unleashed are, Knights of the Old Republic, stuff like that. So I don't think that's out of possibility. I think randomly one day we could just wake up and see an announcement for Unfortunately,
I
it's true.
definitely agree. I now something I was talking about with Christopher Nelson a couple days ago is Del Rey wants to do new EU novels, and Marvel wants to do new EU comics, but it's Lucasfilm who won't let them. The companies themselves want higher sales, and the EU had higher sales for the most part. So they want
Yeah, like
to do
Marvel
new
108,
EU.
that proved that there's a
That
market
sold
for it. 'Cause that
so
that
well.
outsold some of
And
the
then,
other current
that
stuff that was
outsold,
coming out.
Didn't that outsell? Were they already doing High Republic at that time?
Oh, High Republic
yeah.
came out in
outsold-
2020.
Okay. I know it outsold some of the bounty hunter comics that were coming out at that time. I think is what it like outsold, and it outsold some of. I think Jason Aaron's run was still coming out at that time.
I don't like how
Or-
it's called the Bounty Hunter Wars, like the EU book trilogy.
Yeah, they take the names and then they make it part of the new stuff, so that like I feel like to an extent that's to bury the EU kind of further.
Yeah,
Like, kinda
I
hide it a
definitely
little bit.
agree. I think the exact same way. And then
Yeah,
I think one of you posted it this morning about Heart of the Jedi outselling like a bunch of Disney canon books just a couple years
it
ago.
did.
Yeah.
It
Yeah,
did.
so it just shows just how much of a demand that there is for a continuation of the E EU.
For sure.
So
And
we just need to stay on Del Rey, right?
yeah,
I suppose.
absolutely.
Of
But
course,
I
not in
definitely-
an angry way, just in a positive way, of course. But
Yeah,
For sure. And I think that what Only Good Games said about The Force Unleashed 3 could just randomly get announced. I definitely could see that.
could you imagine?
I feel like I would go crazy. But you know what I mean? Like games, I feel like games have more of a chance to be rebooted up because they can get sales and they make
Right.
remakes of old games like all the time. I could
Uh-huh.
definitely see in another 5 years, like, here's Force Unleashed 3. Like, it would sell like crazy. And I
It
feel
would
like
be so cool if we also got the comic and the
Yeah.
book as
comic and a
well.
novel
A whole
tie-in. Yeah.
multimedia treatment.
I know this is unrelated,
Absolutely.
completely unrelated, but there was they just announced not too long ago, which this could also end up in development hell, just like the KOTOR remake. But they announced a new Dragon Ball Tenkaichi game, and that is like something people have wanted forever and thought would never happen. So the fact that companies will still randomly come back and make a game series that people thought, they're never going to make another one of these, something like
Anything's
that.
possible. Anything's
Yeah.
possible.
I
Yeah.
agree.
This is random. But you ever heard of Marvel Ultimate Alliance? This game.
Yeah,
old game.
yeah,
Oh yeah. Of course.
If they ever made a remake of that, oh my god.
They should. I'm not
That
too
would be
big on the
great.
new. I don't watch any of the Marvel movies or anything like that, but I have that game though, and I remember that game was a classic. I think that's like a
Yeah,
lot
I
of people always give it good reviews too.
Yeah, I'm a huge Marvel DC fan, and that game is just so good, man.
Have you ever played
playing it.
Injustice?
You said what about Injustice?
I said, have you played it?
I used to play it. I weirdly played it on my fucking. On my tablet when I was younger, and then
That's funny.
I play Injustice 2 a little bit every now and then.
Yeah,
Yeah, I have both those. I think those are.
first game.
Are you? It would just be crazy. Like they can just come out of the woodworks and remake any game.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's why there's a good chance we could get more EU via video games.
yeah.
I think people underestimate it. I think that's where we could realistically see continuation first.
Yeah, I think it's games and another medium probably. I don't know. I think games is probably the best bet, or they or at least resurfacing unreleased EU projects.
I definitely think
I
that. I definitely think in the next 2 to 3 years, Force Unleashed 3 definitely a possibility. Definitely a possibility.
Yeah, crossing my
For sure.
fingers real hard.
But it's like we see like games like Doom making amazing comebacks. It's like, and if franchises old like Doom can come back, and there was just another one I was just thinking of, but if like there's so many franchises that come back all the time and end up just killing it, so it's like it's definitely possible for the EU. I guess it's just we gotta wait.
Absolutely. Alex mentioned that Silent Hill is getting new stuff. Is another game franchise that's getting
Yeah.
new stuff as of late.
I know y'all see
We just need PT. That's all we need is PT. If anybody knows what that is.
I know y'all see that new Mortal Kombat game is coming out. What's
Yeah.
weird? What's
Mortal
weird?
Kombat 1?
Yeah. What's weird is like everyone's been rumoring that a Marvel fighting game was in development, but I guess that's not true.
Ah man,
Because they,
I think
because the
did they?
studio they just releasing Mortal Kombat 1, so I guess the rumors were untrue. But
I
continue.
don't know how to feel about MK1, but I have good faith in it at least.
Yeah.
Did you see the gameplay for the next Spider-Man game? Was
Oh
recently
Yeah.
it looks so
Yeah.
good.
shown. It looks so good. It's
I
like
can't
a
wait. I
visual
can't
feast.
wait for that.
I don't know who I'm more like. Just seeing Craven is just man, it's just so cool.
You got Miles in there. His suit looks so good.
Yeah.
So good.
The symbiote.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
you got the lizard looking like a dinosaur.
Yep.
Yeah.
Bro, looks like a giant iguana. It's
Yeah.
perfect. Yeah. Also, like, I don't know if you guys like saw, but when Craven was having like the little tablet, he was looking at the map of New York. The map is gonna get way bigger, I think.
I hope so.
Like they're expanding on it, and I feel like we're gonna see Taskmaster again. Yuri's gonna become a Wraith. It's gonna be interesting. Shocker's back.
Interesting.
Hey, I apologize, guys, but I think I'm probably gonna have to get off. But I appreciate you having me on, Brennan. I apologize to dip real quick, but I have to go do something for the family real quick. Apologize.
Oh, you're good.
Absolutely, no worries.
No
Thanks
worries,
for
man.
coming on.
It's okay.
Thanks for coming on. See you, man.
I appreciate all y'all, and I hope y'all have a great day.
Yeah,
you
you
too,
too.
Have a
man.
great weekend, man.
All right, see y'all soon.
See you
Gotta
soon.
love Saturday. But yeah, the game looks phenomenal.
Yeah. Look at Fabe's comment here. Perhaps the Essential Legends collection is a sales pitch to continuing EU novels. I've thought
Interesting.
about that. If they do well enough, I wish they had better covers. Maybe they're testing the
Yeah.
waters. They're like, let's put out books with the most horrible covers, and if they sell well, then let's do new EU.
What about imagine if they did like Essential Legends collection of NJO. Imagine that. Where they got like the audiobook treatment where it's like all the voice acting and the sound effects all
It would be
unabridged
so
too.
good
That would be pretty cool.
for sure.
Oh yeah.
I feel like that's coming. NJO, Essential Legends.
NJO, yeah.
I feel like
Because
I
they
just-
just
how
put
many-
out Survivor's Quest.
okay.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I just feel like how many waves will it take them to do that? Because it's 19 books. My fear is that
Mhm.
they won't do some. For example, the X-Wing books, they did 1 to 4 and 6 so far, but no 5.
Why not
So, like,
5?
That's strange.
That is strange.
Why skip over one?
Exactly. They didn't. I think it skipped like 3 waves. They did 1 to 4 in the first like 4 waves, and then wave 8 is when they're doing wave 6 or book 6. So it's like really strange.
Uh-huh.
If Silent Hill can do it, the EU can. Let's hope.
Very true. Have you guys ever played the Rogue Squadron game, the 3D one?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
the
played
one
it.
for the one for the GameCube.
I think so.
I've watched gameplay videos of it. It looks pretty good.
I was thinking of playing it because obviously it's an X-Wing game, and also it has a bit of EU connections in it. They literally
Yeah.
have a part where you have to destroy world devastators.
Oh, that was in the first game that was on N64 and PC.
Yeah. So I think that's going to be cool.
How much new lore does it have? Iron Inquisitor.
I don't expect it to have much more.
It's
be honest.
technically story mode, so the missions you're playing are lore that occurred.
Yeah, I remember like there was a
True,
storyline
true.
where there's this Moff that you're fighting, Moff Sirden, I think.
Okay. Interesting. And you defeat him by the end of the game?
I think so. It's been a while since I played, the whole game.
I wonder how many Imperial splinter groups that there really were, like just in the EU, because I remember hearing somewhere that there was at least like over 100 like different little splinter groups
That
moving
makes
around.
sense.
And it would make sense, yeah, because the Empire was massive. So I always thought it was very interesting in the EU with that the Empire never really truly got defeated. Like only the leadership did.
Mm.
You know what's really kind of weird? I've had people who have never read the EU and I talked about them like, wait, wasn't the Empire defeated at Return of the Jedi? It's like,
No.
realistically, would every single ship and stormtrooper be
No.
there? Would they leave the
I think-
entire galaxy undefended just to send every force there to fight the rebellion? That would make no
Absolutely not.
sense.
Dude, even Family Guy Star Wars mentioned that.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah, Empire. Just because, let me. This is history nerd stuff, but just because
That's
the
okay.
Empire just got beat up in one big battle and they lost most of their main armies, the Empire just didn't collapse right after that. No, there's way more stuff that happens afterwards, and you get a
Mhm.
remnant,
Mm.
and then you get the infighting, blah blah blah, the warlords, all that.
Mhm.
You know,
I
I saw the same thing, you know, when like they announced the sequel trilogy and like the First Order, they're like, wait, why is there still Imperial remnants? The Empire got defeated.
It's like after Caesar, there was still. It's not like the Empire was completely gone.
Right.
Yeah.
It was the start of its downfall. But there's splitter empires. It fractured off into different parts.
Yeah.
They were all vying for control.
Mhm.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, Team Julius Caesar. I don't know. I'm just talking. But no, team. Would Julius Caesar be would Thrawn be the equivalent of Julius Caesar, or I don't know. I'm just thinking.
I would say the Palpatine would probably be. I would
Okay.
assume
Yeah,
so.
that makes a lot more sense.
Oh, yeah,
Palpatine.
Because of the fact that with
And then
with
Thrawn-
turning
with-
you go real quick.
Wasn't his was his son's name Octavius or something like that? I think maybe
Something
I'm
like
trying
that.
to remember. You talking about Caesar
that
Augustus?
would be Thrawn.
Okay.
Maybe I am. I'm forgetting my history, but someone would be Thrawn, the next
Someone
successor, I
would
guess.
definitely be. Yeah, someone, one of the top military leaders would definitely be Thrawn.
And then the fat Roman with the mustache would be Zinj. So I'm sure there was one of those.
Just a fat Roman with a mustache.
I'm sure he exists.
Oh yeah, there was a fat Roman general with a mustache. Surely.
Exactly.
Another Star Wars game I was planning on playing is TIE Fighter, where you play as Merrick Steele. I don't know if any
Oh
of you
yeah,
guys
I
have
have
ever
all those
played that.
X-wing versus TIE Fighter games at home.
Are they good?
Are they
Are
good?
they good?
I
Aaron?
remember, you know, spending hours playing those. Those are super fun.
I like that. I like the idea of playing as Merrick Steele since he's an Emperor's hand, and I think that's very interesting that we get to like take control of one.
Yeah, very interesting indeed. Tidus, what's going on over there? Are you playing Empire at War?
No, man. I'm just chilling.
Just chilling?
Yeah.
Congrats,
Tidus
another
is
year
working
life.
on. Tidus is working on a video. He just finished the script up for it.
What's the
Ooh.
video?
It's the I was gonna make a versus matchup back in like February.
Is it the
It was,
Aura Singh one?
Or
yeah,
Sing
man, I
versus
remember you
Asajj
telling me about
Ventress.
I can't wait to see that.
I never got around to finishing it because I was tied up with a lot of stuff in life. So I
Yeah,
I
finally
got
some
like
time.
That's
so
understandable.
many video scripts, you know, they're like in various stages of writing. At
Yeah.
least
Yeah.
4 or 5 of them at once.
I feel that I currently have a list of it's called YouTube to do. I just opened it up. Currently, there's 34 items on the list, and I've started work on like half of them.
That's
Woo!
quite
I'm
the
probably-
backlog.
Yeah, the backlog's huge at this point. I got it down from 40 though. It was 40 like a week ago. So
And you know, the
Yeah.
problem is, you know, helping out grandma, or I just kind of like, don't really feel like doing it.
yeah,
Iron.
yeah.
I am looking forward to that Aura Sing versus Ventress video. I'm not gonna lie.
Same.
Yeah, same.
I'm gonna try to, because now my main problem is like footage, but I'll handle that. And
Yes,
Iron.
Alex, we do.
And Iron, I don't know if you remember or not, but I had proposed to you the idea that like I wanted to bring you on for a future matchup. I wanted to do Shock T versus Jarek. And
Ooh.
Yes.
That'd be a
So-
good one.
I wanted to bring
Iron's,
Iron on.
Iron's
Hey,
like
Alex.
the
Hey, Alex, keep being
Iron-
unscripted. I love unscripted, Alex. Just
yeah,
this fun.
absolutely. He does it great. Like I like when Alex goes on like a rant tangent, like a speech that like he wasn't planning on. That's like golden. It's like
Yeah.
the most beautiful content.
Yeah, I relate to that a lot too, where I can go on a tangent about something or a movie or just stuff in general, and I'm just like,
Yeah, same.
Alex, you're literally me. I'm not.
Yeah.
It's hard for me to operate under a script if I would need one. I just go off of like
Same.
Like if I wrote a speech, I'm not gonna stick to that speech.
You know what's funny is
Yeah.
sometimes when I write my scripts, sometimes as I'm reading it, I randomly kind of paraphrase what I said and say something different, or I add more stuff.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird.
I mean, I was watching the Air movie with it was about Michael Jordan and the history of like the shoes, the Air Jordan shoes.
Mhm.
Came on Prime, and they mentioned in it something that I didn't know before. But Martin Luther King Jr. for his "I Have a Dream" speech, he went off of his notes, so
Wow.
he gave his notes to someone in the crowd, and they noticed that the second page he didn't use at all. He just went off of that and didn't, which is
That's
amazing.
That's
That is
amazing.
really cool.
Yeah.
My uncle was telling me that he knew someone who used to work in the Obama administration and we used to do like speeches, right? And
Yeah.
they could and every time Obama would give a speech, they would know what Obama was going to say next. But then sometimes he would go off the cuff, and then they'll realize, what is he going to say? But then
That's interesting.
I wonder
He'll
how.
like try to find his way back onto the script.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
It's like he like goes off into the woods and then like comes back.
Yeah, he comes right back around. You're like, oh, thank
Yeah.
you. Yeah, I know a lot of speech writers with certain officials. I know they'd be sweating bullets.
Can someone do a Joker voice impersonation for Alex's comment? I guess this is summarizing how he.
Do I
Oh, he
look
does
like a
his
guy
videos.
with a plan? I don't know.
Hey, that's pretty
I
good.
look like a guy with a plan. I just
yeah.
do things.
I just do things. Yeah. My question is, who's your favorite Joker? Who's everyone's like favorite Joker?
Hamill.
Hamill.
Okay.
Yeah, mine would be either Hamill or
Ledger.
probably.
Hamill did the voice work for Joker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm surprised how effectively he's done it. I haven't seen all of that, but I've seen like clips of it on YouTube, and I was
Hamill.
surprised. I was surprised how good he was. I
Hamill's
was like,
so
oh
good.
my goodness.
Now, from what I've seen so far, man, it's either tie between Ledger or was it Jack Nicholson?
Jack Nicholson is great.
Yeah,
He's really good too.
Hey, I think you guys are forgetting Jared. I'm sorry.
Wait, Jared Leto
Joaquin-
played Joker? What?
What about
Wasn't
Joaquin
that-
Phoenix?
Joaquin Phoenix is amazing as Joker, in my opinion.
Yeah,
I
I
think
actually
he's
haven't
pretty
seen
good
that
too.
movie yet.
Didn't the fans dub the Jared Leto Joker as like emo Joker or something like that?
Not even emo Joker, just try hard Joker.
Just weird
Damaged.
Joker.
He's damaged
I-
to Joker.
I heard
Shut up. Damn it.
I
Deformed
heard
Joker.
I heard that he sent his castmates rats, like dead rats, in the mail.
Yeah. But,
Yeah.
He was
but
trying to
he
get
said-
into the mindset of the role.
Yeah, no. He said, okay, get this. He said dead rats use condoms. He sent all this crazy stuff, right? Except to the black woman with the former football player husband now to beat him up if he would have sent that. He knew
He's a
who
method
not to
actor.
send it. Yeah, he knew who not to send it to though.
He was a smart guy then.
Yeah, he tried so hard in that role and it was just cringe. It's like that one kid.
That
in
whole
the class.
movie is really not that good.
You know, it's funny. I rewatched it a few days ago, and man, I couldn't finish it. Oh, it was so
It's like
hard.
Man of Steel.
It was so hard. I couldn't take it anymore. like there's a line of dialogue I know it word from word where all the members in the movie get a cool entrance. They're like, yeah, this is Deadshot, this is Harley Quinn, Killer Croc. Then Katana just randomly comes into the movie. This is Katana. She got my back, and he just goes on a long tangent about her abilities, and that's it. I'm like,
screenplay at its finest.
I know. I'm just like, that is the worst
Yeah.
character introduction of all time.
You know there's like a golden rule of writing that is show, don't tell.
Yes.
So show how a character is with their actions rather than say it out loud. Just have a character go on a long
This is
tangent.
Katana. She got my back. She could cut you in half with one sword stroke like mowing a line. I advise not getting killed by her. Her sword traps the souls of his victims.
Just show her doing it. To show how bad.
That's such a
Show us.
goofy line too.
I know. It's so bad. I'm like, they didn't even like, come on. And of course, she was the Asian character. I'm like, damn, they did her dirty. This is Katana. And then anytime someone brings up that character, I'd be like, but does she got your back though? You don't got your back. That's not Katana, man. I don't know. That movie is a travesty. It's fascinating how bad it is. You ever get like? I know all of you guys know that one movie that's so bad that it's fascinating how bad it is. Whether it's The Room,
The holiday special.
The holiday special.
Yeah, dude, holiday special. Oh
Honestly,
my god.
I've got it right here. I actually genuinely like it. I've watched it 11 times.
Wow, 11 times.
Wow.
I'm still alive.
You've seen the Chewbacca's dad or grandpa watching all. Oh my god.
Yes, sir.
How did you get through the Wookiee scenes where there's not even subtitles
Well,
of what they're saying?
Okay, so for like 5 of the watch throughs, I was writing a novelization for it. So I was trying to write what the Wookiees are saying and make sense of it, and that made it super fun and fascinating.
I respect that.
That's hilarious.
Me personally, I don't know if I could do that.
No. Like the thing is, okay, for the first like 3 watches, I'm sure you're like, I still don't get what they're saying. But when you get the expressions and the tones of the grunts and stuff, you're like, maybe he's not happy. Maybe she's unsatisfied with what he said. Like you're just
there's a lot of nuance going on.
A lot.
Chewbacca's wife is not happy in her marriage.
Yeah.
Lumpy's a rebellious teenager.
Yeah. Grandpa he misses his dead wife and he's just trying to find some
at that chit shop.
Barely.
Yeah, Itchy. And of course Itchy is Itchy's definitely in a weird frame of mind.
Have fun.
Oh man, this is gold. Like that whole like I'm sure you can make a documentary miniseries on just the production of the movie and what was going on.
Yeah. Probably the answer would be a bunch of the writers for the film were on drugs, and they started writing a script.
Yeah.
I personally wouldn't be surprised at this point.
Yeah.
You know?
And then
The Room's a classic bad movie. The holiday specials, the EU's own bad movie.
Yeah.
What else is there? There's a ton. There's like a bad movie rabbit hole that you can go down.
Freddy got fingered. That's
Evil.
Has
Th-
anyone seen The
there's-
Room?
I have.
The
I'm trying.
Room,
I'm trying to think of bad movies.
Sharknado, but that's kind of obvious.
Sharknado.
Yeah, Evil Bong.
Evil Bong versus Ginger Dead Man.
Ginger Dead Man, yeah.
Velocipaster.
Velocipaster, there's one. Birdemic. Pico comes in with Birdemic.
Oh, Birdemic. I forgot about Birdemic.
Birdemic?
The Sharknado count.
Yes.
Sharknado. Yeah. I love that Sharknado eventually like parodied itself by the end.
Yeah.
Basically.
Like,
How many Sharknado movies were there?
There's
sadly
like,
6.
Yeah,
there's
6.
Yeah,
and
sadly.
guess what? They still don't got as many movies as Fast and Furious.
oh my god. Yeah.
If a movie about driving cars fast and blowing stuff up can get like what 10.
They're about
They
to get-
recently said Fast 10 is going to be I heard.
Yeah,
So it's going to
yeah,
be
it
10,
was-
11, 12.
What? No.
Really? Oh.
Yeah.
No.
I love telling people that who don't know that news. They're so mad. They're like,
Yeah,
no.
exactly.
It's terrible.
They sound like
Oh,
Luke in
Silent
Empire
Night.
Strikes Back. They're like, no.
No! That's not true. That's impossible.
That's impossible.
Wait, Pico, isn't Silent Night, Deadly Night 2 like the
Oh,
garbage day?
Love that line.
Yeah, exactly. This is a good one too.
Oh my god. Hold on. Let me go.
Now, The Birds is an amazing movie from Hitchcock. It's an old movie, right? It's supposed to be like a thriller horror movie about birds killing people, and it is like, in my opinion, a revolutionary film. Then this guy comes along to make Birdemic, and he's inspired very clearly by the birds, and he doesn't know his movies are terrible. He thinks that his movies are telling as impressive a story as the birds.
Yeah.
He said as much in interviews, which just makes it all the better.
Yeah. Speaking, anyone know who Neil Breen is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Neil Breen, I've been watching all his filmography. I hate to say that. I have no life, but
It's okay.
you know what I noticed about Neil Breen's filmography? All of them have
What's
a
that?
theme. Neil Breen thinks of himself super highly. He gives himself godlike powers. He thinks he's Starkiller. Then
If I had to cast Starkiller in a Star Wars Expanded Universe movie, I would definitely cast Neil Breen as Starkiller. No question.
Neil Breen, he always casts these younger women that would never sleep with him, and his whole thing is he has to expose government corruption. He always does it. Somehow the movie has nothing to do with government corruption and secrets. Somehow in the end, he's always exposing them. I'm like, oh my god, Neil. It's just, I don't know, Neil Breen. That's my guy. He's so good at not acting.
Yeah.
So good at not acting.
Truly
He's
is.
so good at not acting.
Take it easy.
It's a talent.
Have a good one,
talented.
Alex.
Have a good one.
I made some bad movies that I need to send Jay sometime.
You made bad movies?
Yeah.
You know,
they were originally.
I was gonna say it takes a lot to say.
Yeah, evil text.
It takes a lot of talent to say that. Well, it takes humility to say I made bad movies, and I'm also gonna show you those bad movies. I respect.
Yeah, I'm gonna do a stream reacting to it, and it's a cinematic universe of me and my cousins and my friends, and we made slasher comedy films, except they're not supposed to be funny.
Oh, no.
Oh my.
and we basically just found a bunch of stuff in our garage to use as weapons and
How long ago?
masks. 2021, which is embarrassingly close to now.
Oh, that's
That's
pretty
recent.
long ago.
That's very
That's
recent.
pretty recent, which is unfortunate. However, it was a fun summer, I guess. I spent like 7 hours editing them.
7 hours.
Wow. On the first one, I've probably spent like maybe close to 80 hours on all of them. Now the epic climactic final battle to the second one, which is the third in chronological order, because you see, it's so complex that there's multiple franchises within the wider cinematic universe. And the epic climactic battle to the second one, it's an MCU ripoff, guys.
Oh,
and so
no.
The concept for it was a cinematic universe, so it's called the MCU as well, except it's the Masks cinematic universe, because many of the characters were masks. Indeed. And it's absolutely incredible. Lee bad. And the climactic final battle to the second one is so my brother plays one of the villains, my younger brother. So he's kind of short in all of them, but he's supposed to be the villain. He is Evil Tex, an evil Texan. Why is he called that? He has a cowboy hat and a mask and some jeans. That's why. And he is pursuing my cousin, who plays the main character. The main character's name being the protagonist. That's his name. That's the character's name. Yes, indeed.
The
And-
protagonist.
It reminds me what you said. It reminds me of the Polar Express movie where the main his name is Hero Boy or whatever.
Hero Boy. Yeah. So
It makes
then
stuff like
he-
some superhero.
Hero Boy.
Hero
Sounds like
Boy.
Hero Brian, if you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
But we continue, Brennan.
The final sequence is my brother's character, Evil Tex, tackling the protagonist into a swimming pool and then proceeding to attempt to drown him and then getting drowned himself. How do we know he got drowned? Well, the last shot is his mask slowly floating away.
Oh,
And then the last words spoken by that character in the third film, which is a very clever one that a lot of bad movies do. So we were ripping off bad movies when we did this. We were self-aware by this point.
good.
It was yeah. And so we flipped the E in Evil Tex for the third one. So it became a 3. So the E was the 3.
Oh my
So it was-
god.
3 Voltex versus the mask. And my brother's character gets killed by my character. And he says Caesar's last words is how he dies. We thought it was gonna E tu Brute is what he says. And then he dies. Spoilers for everyone.
He's not dead.
Well, yeah, there's a 4th film that we were gonna make. We might still make it. It was gonna be called Resurrection. As all
a post-credit
bad.
scene?
Yeah, there were post-credit scenes in some of them.
Oh my
Setting
Evil
up
Tex
stuff.
cameo.
Evil Tex cameos, exactly.
Evil Tech will return in Secret Wars.
Oh man, he's got to be in there now, Kevin Feige.
Yeah, if Evil Tech is not in the next Avengers movies, I ain't watching.
What a
Speaking
nuance-
of
what a
you know
nuanced
self-made
character.
movies,
Yes.
at the beginning of this year, I started watching people review all these Star Wars knockoffs that came out like
Like the Turkish one?
Oh,
yeah, stuff
Oh
like
my
that.
God.
That came out in the late 70s
Dreadful.
and early 80s, and it's like one day I want to make my own. You know what's gonna be
Ooh.
called?
What's it gonna be
What?
called?
Space Knots.
Space Knight?
He's what?
Space Knots. As think of nautical Space Knots.
No. Space Knots.
That's
And
incredible.
the primary
That's
villain
good.
is gonna be a Darth Vader knockoff
Called?
Is Darth
named
Respirator.
Lord
No.
Brain.
Lord who?
Lord
And
what?
so his thing is, he has a giant helmet, and there's this kind of glass part at the top of it, and you see his brain underneath pulsating.
Lord
going thump,
Brain.
thump, thump, thump. And when
Lord
his
Brain.
villains fail him,
So-
he does what's called the brain drain.
No,
brain-
no.
So you're saying instead of Vader's like breathing mask, there's like a thump of his brain, like
Yeah, that you can
pulsating?
see like his brain underneath it, and it's like a practical effect that looks so gross, and it's thumping like a beating heart. But like I said, he does the brain drain, where it's like,
Who are you
"You have
gonna?
failed me for the last time."
You have failed
And
me the
then
last
his
time.
brain goes, and
Admiral.
he drains their brain and IQ, and every time he does that to someone, he gets smarter and more powerful.
Oh, so he like absorbs their intelligence. Wow.
And
their
then
divinity.
they drag the body away, and they take their brain out and they stick it in a jar and stick it to
Practically?
like all this
Practically?
electronics.
Wait,
And that's
wait.
how they power the computers. Like they take,
are
imagine
you
there's
gonna
like
cast?
a wall of 100 brains.
Wouldn't he gain an extra chromosome with the brain?
I don't know.
Who are you gonna cast as Lord
Brain.
Brain?
Oh yeah, I'll have to because I legitimately want to make this one day. I'll have to find
Should be-
people in the local area to play.
should be
Lord
Lance.
Brain.
No. Tidus is having you on as a special guest on his versus video, so you can repay that by having him as Lord Brain.
Yeah.
Yes.
Exactly.
Because the idea is that the villains, the space knots, they are IQ supremacists. So if you don't have a
IQ
certain IQ,
supremacist.
that's
I
what
was-
they'll.
I was not expecting to hear the two words IQ supremacist used right beside each other when I came onto the stream today.
And that's why they take your brain out. Like if you're not smart enough or have a certain enough IQ, that's why they'll take your brain out and put it in the jar and use it to power their like computers and such.
That's more diabolical than white supremacy. IQ supremacists.
Like that's gonna be my Nazi analogy.
That's perfect.
That's really deep.
That is. They're worse than the Borg.
It's a toss-up between Lord Brain and the Borg Queen for scariest villain of all time.
Yeah.
That's a close one.
I don't know.
And of course, there is going to be knockoff lightsabers. You remember that Jimmy Neutron episode where they're doing the Macbeth in space? Like, they're going to have, like, plasma cutlasses like that.
Plasma cutlasses. Oh, my God.
The brain thing would be kind of similar to what the Cyruk do, I guess.
Well, the Intechment?
Yeah, the Anzadi. I don't know.
Yeah, that's what it's called. Yeah, from Trusit Bakura. And yeah, the Anzadi, the brain. Alex genuinely hates them. Like, I thought he was joking at first, but he genuinely, like, hates the Anzadi.
Really?
He thinks they're, like, gross and disgusting. They creep him out.
I don't blame him.
Yeah, they're weird.
I can get behind that, too.
Like, in the Republic comics, especially.
Oh, yeah,
or what about
the feral Anzadi? Like, those are, like, crazy looking.
Yeah.
Or what about that couple in Legacy? The bounty
in Legacy,
hunters
they're
the bounty hunters that are looking for Cade.
Yeah, on Tatooine.
Yeah.
And one of them was like, "Oh, I want your soup, Cade." Oh.
Yeah.
One of them really wanted to get a Skywalker. It was very strange, but
there's another character. There's gonna be a princess in my movie.
Of course, it's a Star Wars knockoff.
Let's see. There's gonna let me. I think I wrote this down. Give me a second.
Played by Lance. Played by Lance.
Yeah. No, Alex can remember.
Of course,
because he he dressed as a woman to try to trick Leland Shee that one time. So.
Free the cheese.
I love that reference so much.
Come on, I know I saved it.
That was Matt Wilkins' idea. Genuinely.
How to catch a cheat.
Okay, this is the name of the princess character, and this is a reference to Leia and another sci-fi character.
Oh look, someone else hates the Anzadi. They are featured prominently in Crosscurrent. Gave you a gag reflex. Yeah.
Oh man.
Sorry.
Okay, so the name of this princess, she is Princess Valia Alderaan.
Alderaan.
I wonder what that could be.
It's a reference to Alderaan, Leia, and Vala Malderon from Stargate SG-1.
Oh,
gotcha.
Wow.
Okay.
I'm just picturing it.
Incredible.
Hi, folks, I'm Matt.
Can Matt Wilkins be the Han Solo smuggler dude?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I might have a character that's kind of like that.
That would be perfect.
What would his intro be?
This is Katana, and Katana has my back.
He introduces like his furry best friend. This is so and so. He got my back in Matt Wilkins' accent.
So they're gonna find the Han Solo like character in this like seedy cantina, and there's gonna be like early '80s space disco music on synthesizers played.
Sounds immaculate. It's definitely a toss up between that and the Turkish one for best.
Yeah, because the princess character, she is escaping her homeworld because the space Nazis are going to come. And Lord Braid is like, "Ooh, if you marry me, I will spare no planet."
I can totally see this.
And so she flees in her like personal little yacht, and he chases her on this planet that kind of looks like Dantooine, and she crashes in the field of this farm boy who's kind of like Luke Skywalker,
Mm-hmm.
And of course, the consequence of him kind of taking her in is, the space knots.
That actually sounds like good writing for a Star Wars knockoff.
Oh yeah, like the space
Yeah.
knots like kill like his, his adopted uncle and aunt.
Gotcha.
And so they flee and to look for because she's looking for, people to join resistance to fight against the space knots.
Right.
And there was kind of like this galactic police force that existed that kind of kept peace.
Right.
And they're like, I know of this guy. And the Han Solo guy is going to be one of the last remaining ones. So he's kind of a mix of like Obi-Wan and Han.
Can they be called the Peacekeepers, please?
Dude, yeah, the Peacekeepers.
The Peacekeeper Corps.
The Peacekeeper Corps.
Yes.
And so like,
and
like
they find him. They're like, hey, you can help us. But he's like, yeah, my days of doing that is over. I'm just going to sit in this bar grumpy and drink.
Graham Coda.
I have a question.
Yeah, kind of like that. But they eventually
Matt Wilkins was like
join him and fight against the space knots.
Is the Peacekeepers a reference to Farscape?
Yeah, I guess so. If you think about it.
I have a question. Can you do me a favor? Can you add a random, like, complex political scene that has nothing to do with the rest of the movie and just ruins the pacing and then goes right back to the
never
action?
talk about it again.
And never talk about
yeah, like maybe like there's some I don't know. I don't know, the Space Knot Senate or either
the council or something.
The Princess's Homeworld. I don't know.
Yes, and just never go back to that plot ever again.
The space, it's like 20 minutes of the Space Knot Congress, and they're like trying to like pass a bill for getting more comfortable chairs for their council member for 20 minutes, and then never go back to it again.
Never. Perfect.
If Matt Wilkins is to be like the Han Solo character, like the Chewbacca has to be that fat Ewok that's always in his in the background of his videos.
Oh,
Yub
nub.
And the character carries him around and pretends he's real, but he isn't.
Yes.
So I think that would be perfect. Or you can make add Christopher Nelson as the
I think Christopher Nelson should be like a secret information broker on the He's like
Chris Nelson's like the Obi-Wan like character.
Oh, that could work too. I can see Christopher Nelson being like, oh, with the right amount of money, I can tell you where their secret stronghold is on the moon of blah 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 blah. Like
that should be the actual moon's name too. Blah 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 blah.
Oh, blah 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 blah.
Blah 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 blah.
Another thing I want in the movie is, I probably have this as like a beginning credits song, but I want something that sounds like a mix of Michael Jackson, the Prince songs that were in Tim Burton's Batman, the Ghostbusters theme song, and the Spaceballs song.
What's the intro gonna be like? Because if it's gonna be like Star Wars, is it gonna be like a long ship?
Yes.
Yeah, the Space Knots flagship coming to the planet.
What does our ship design look like? Does it look like a giant brain or?
I'll just
make like the flying brains from Futurama. Just make it like that.
Or no. Or they have a huge base and it's just a giant head and they call it headquarters.
Real.
Headquarters.
Oh yes, you're giving me such good ideas.
Yeah.
Oh man.
I have one suggestion though, Iron.
Oh yeah, what is it, man?
I think that Evil Brain, he should have like a more suave voice, like a deliciously evil voice.
Deliciously evil voice.
I love that description.
Chico wants me to play a Matt Wilkins video called Wife Hunter, which is a real video.
Well, that's really on his channel?
Apparently. I'm sharing my screen now. I just found it.
Wife Hunter. Yeah, you gotta do that. You gotta do that random politics scene. You gotta have
from 13 years ago.
It's just Matt running around in a park with an Aussie accent. That sounds incredible. How was I not aware of this? An Aussie accent?
Play it.
Tell me if you can hear some of the audio.
Okay.
Hey, and welcome to the Wife Hunter.
I hear it.
Today, we're going to teach you,
You
mate.
guys hear it?
Yes. What's wrong with him, bro?
Oh my goodness, this
He's
is
off
gonna be
the perch.
amazing.
Bro's off the perch.
This is gonna be amazing. All right, we gotta. Okay, Blue Pig found it a couple of months ago. All right, let's watch it.
Hey, and welcome to the Wife Hunter. Today, we're going to teach you, mates, how you can get a woman. Now, there's usually 3 different places you should go to look for one. The mall, the cinema, or, in some cases, Walmart. But today, we're going to the park. So come along, mates. You may...
Okay, let's have some opening thoughts. What do you guys think so far?
Masterpiece.
I think
He's
this is
right,
remarkable.
you
I think
know.
this makes a lot of sense. I'm gonna try it.
Okay, so before the pandemic happened and I came out here, and before like the mall, all the businesses closed for a while. I'm there and there's lots of fun girls around walking around.
Did
So
you?
Matt Wilkins is not wrong.
Yeah. At the mall, that is a place where you get some girls. Yeah.
Were you also crouched down like that, like getting ready?
Were you gonna set a trap to catch one?
Yeah, you're like laying out like nets and shit.
Tidus had to head out.
All right.
But we shall. I'm gonna have to head out as well. So let's. If you guys want, let's finish this. This is incredible. What an
Yeah,
intro.
I wanna
Let's
see
finish this real
more.
quick.
This is a piece
This
of
is-
internet history.
Yeah, this is great.
I would argue that this is cinema, almost
it is.
Neil Breen level cinema.
Martin Scorsese approves.
He probably does.
Yes.
Hey, learn something. Follow me. This rule in wife hunting is you got to be very, very careful when hunting women. Because some women, well, most of them, a good woman is very endangered species, especially the ones with hearts. So, here's one. Come on. All right. We have one just a few meters ahead of me. What I'm going to do, look at that. Look at it. Oh, isn't it a beautiful one? Let's see if we can nab it. Come on.
We're only a minute in. It's only been a minute.
Yeah, I'm literally crying. It's beautiful.
I'm crying, laugh. I'm crying. Oh my god.
Oh, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. It's
Touch the
beautiful.
ground.
Oh
I'm
my
on the
goodness.
hunt down after you.
Exactly. That song would be perfect for this song. Or for this masterpiece. Anyone have any more thoughts or should we keep going?
Craven
Cinema.
is taking notes right now.
Oh man, Pico, thanks for telling us about this. I did not know it existed. The way he was, the shot of him in the weeds, like looking out, was so good. Oh.
I'm
I
gonna
love the way-
screenshot that shit. And I'm gonna send that randomly to the group chat.
Do it.
It's so good.
Whoa!
I want to see the tackle again, so I'm gonna have to rewind. Here we go
Let's
again.
see if we can nab it. Come on.
I can't. Oh.
Whoa! Look at this one. White on the knobber. Here we go. Look at this one. This one's got, come here, look at this. It's got rare earrings on this one. Plus, this one's wearing makeup. Kind of rare in some Pentecostal women. Now, what we have over here is sandals. Not very bright for running from your wife hunter. Now, oh, this one's a feisty little one. But as you can see, it's a little too young. So we're gonna throw it back. Come on, boy. Come on, Dad. It's all right. It's okay. Go on. He ain't gonna hurt you. Come on. All right. We're gonna go let that one go off, and we're gonna find us another one. Come on.
What in the world? What even?
So great.
This one's a little young. We're gonna let it run off. we did indeed because of species.
Oh man, I know a certain someone that I used to hang out with that would see this is proof that Matt is bad.
Oh no.
Yeah,
B
maybe
level will try to use it as evidence.
Yeah, possibly. This is the best thing I've seen in honestly,
Ever.
like ever,
Like,
ever.
When I made Star Wars Theory as my profile, like my pick, I didn't think I was actually gonna be crying, but I'm crying of laughter right now. This is
Same.
Oh.
I was literally. I can't believe I didn't think he was gonna tackle her,
that was
but
hilarious.
he did.
Mhm.
That's the bit that got me the most. This is proof that Matt is a genius. I won't keep you in suspense any longer. Let's continue with the cinema.
Here's a really nice one sitting on the bench. Come on, let's see if I have a go at it. Come on.
no, man.
Hold on.
Stay away from me.
Just one more. Oh, come on. Come on. Come on. Oh, blimey. Bullocks. Oh. They can grab me a rib. Oh, it's all right. Some of them tend to get away from time to time. If they run at you like that, it's best to try to just get a gun and take them out by the kneecaps or something. Okay. We have one more here. Seems to be reading. Already preoccupied. Easy bait when they're already preoccupied, mates. Come on. Let's go take a sack at it. Wow! Look at this one. Now this is a real good one. Look at it. Come here. Oh, look how beautiful it is. Come on. Look at this one. Look at this. Look. This one has red hair. This one. Oh, spicy. The red ones are always real spicy. Look at it. Beautiful. Oh. Now, this one seems to be just a little bit spicy. Oh! The lip almost tried to bit me. All right, let's go get her, mate. Come on. Man. Looks like another one got away. That's all right. There's always more fish in the sea.
Yeah.
Let's go get them. Right. Well, we've had a great show. We caught a few, but we didn't get any for the keeps. But next time, we'll be better to do. Maybe go to the mall or the cinema or something. Something a little less nasty. Anyway, that's about all the time we have. So, until next...
You freak!
Oh! Crikey!
What in the world?
That is one of the best
Oh my
Matt
goodness.
Wilkins videos I've ever seen.
That's the best one.
That was so good. Look, and I thought he hated Mara.
Oh man, it was
Jade.
George that hated Mara.
Watch our Inquisitor's video about that.
Oh my,
Oh my
Comic
goodness.
books and video games.
oh my god, that's the gold.
Is Louisiana accent trying to do Australian? Oh my goodness. It's meant to be a funny video, and it's funny.
It is
But
really
it's also
good.
funny because it's Matt doing it.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
I didn't.
the legend that is Matt Wilkins.
I thought Superman in the Classroom was the best Matt Wilkins video of all time.
That was actually one of the first videos I ever saw from him.
That was like the first video on his channel.
I think
Yeah,
so.
was it?
Yeah.
2006.
It's his most viewed one too, I think.
Yeah, it has like 500,000 views.
Yeah, he made it. He made that video.
I remember it having like an absurd amount of dislikes too, which I thought was funny.
That's
The-
weird.
He
is
released
weird.
He released that video a month after I was born.
Wow.
Wow.
That's crazy to think about.
Yeah, but yeah, I'm gonna probably have to go about now. I don't know how we could get any better than what we just beheld. It was beautiful to witness.
Yeah, you can't top that.
You can't top that.
True,
I might
true,
as well
very
quit
true.
YouTube now. Nothing's gonna get better than that.
Nothing will peak the way that peaked.
I better never watch a movie again. I don't think there's.
Yes, why need Hollywood when we have Matt?
Exactly.
Wilkins
rather-
Studios.
Wilkins Studios. I'd rather go see that in theaters than anything else that's coming out the rest of this year.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Across the Spider-Verse, what?
Yeah, who needs Across the Spider-Verse? We have Across the
Wilkins
Hunting Across the
Wilkinsverse.
Wilkinsverse. Yeah, exactly. Oh my goodness. That was a
Multiverse of
masterpiece.
Wilkins.
Multiverse of Wilkins.
Wilkins
Absolutely. Wilkins what?
Dynasty.
Wilkins Dynasty. Oh man.
It's so crazy that like Matt has like relatives that live like a few miles from my hometown.
Wow.
Maybe you'll get lucky and he'll come up there sometime and you can visit him. Yeah.
He has like relatives in like
Imagine.
Idaho, and I'm just like, oh man, that's just like right across the border.
Crisis on Infinite Wilkins. Thank you all for joining me today.
Yeah, of
I
course.
appreciate all of you guys. Thanks for coming on, having some fun, talking EU. Thanks to Tidus and Only Good Games for joining us earlier as well, our fallen comrades. And thanks to everyone for joining us in the comments, and especially Pico,
Oh yeah.
who put us onto the greatest piece of film ever made.
Yes,
I'm-
that is going to be preserved in the Library of Congress as, you know, a
needs to
historically
be.
important movie.
It needs to be. Absolutely. It's culturally significant, so hopefully it can make it. I did not expect to be crying laughing today.
Oh,
Oh my
same.
Same with me.
Oh my
I was
goodness.
laughing so hard earlier with some of the stuff, you know, I was coughing.
can't
Wilkins
wait
in the
for,
bushes. Matt Wilkins and the Weeds are in the bushes. It's just too funny.
Oh, it was too good.
Yeah,
That's
that's
They,
great.
they've
good.
got
Too
to.
good to be true.
He's got to do a sequel now. He's got to do a sequel after all this time.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
I don't know.
Cancel
I think it would mess
cancel
with
culture.
continuity.
Oh,
Yeah.
He's gonna mess with continuity. Yeah.
The remake would ruin the characters already established.
Yeah, it's gonna
True,
retcon
true.
too many things.
Yeah.
It's gonna retcon it.
Mhm.
Oh man, he could do maybe like imagine if he like did one where like he was outside his house and he had his kids in it, and so he's like hunting for his children. Maybe that sounds too sinister.
Yeah.
Actually
it
saying
would,
it
it
out
would be
loud.
pretty funny though.
It would be pretty funny. Yes. Anyways, thank you all for watching. Everyone who joined, thanks guys for joining me. And thank you, Matt Wilkins, for
Being the wife hunter.
being the wife hunter.
Yes.
Indeed. Oh my goodness, that was amazing. See you guys later.
All right.
Yeah,
See,
you have a good
All
day.
right, peace
everyone.
out.
all right. See you guys.